Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Purple Breakdown. I am your host, Alex, and I'm so excited to be back here on another episode of the Purple Breakdown with you. It's an amazing Wednesday. We are halfway through the week, and I hope you are all having a great and amazing week as we're coming up on an amazing weekend. And I'm a little excited here for starting tomorrow because you know what's starting tomorrow? The Masters. So I will be watching that and enjoying that a little bit as they continue to play. I love watching golf. And so I'm excited to see how they perform tomorrow. And if you enjoy watching golf, I hope you can enjoy it as well. If not, enjoy the amazing weather that is out there and enjoy the baseball that is getting played, the end of basketball, the end of hockey, and all the other sports that are going on right now and everything else that is wonderful with the world. So I hope you're all having a great and amazing week so far, and let's jump right into it. But first, if you like the content that you are hearing, please remember to subscribe, like, and comment, and do the same on Spotify. Follow, review, and leave a comment as well. Your comments make my day. I read them every day, and I comment as quick as I can, and your comments get the chance to be in the long-form videos of these videos and get the shout out there and help with the discussions. So if you would want that, please do that. Make my day. Leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. I want to talk Ravens football, and the way I can talk Ravens football is when you guys leave comments. Speaking of which, we went from 80 yesterday to 82 subscribers today, so we're all the way up past that 80 goal. We are now at 82, so I'm hoping by the end of this month that we can hit 90. So let's make that the goal by the end of this month, that we hit 90. If we hit 90 before then, we'll bump the goal up to 100, but right now the goal is 90, so I really hope we can hit that, you guys. I'm so thankful to all of you that have subscribed and that the community is still growing. So let's jump into it today and start with, have not prioritized protecting him. LJ is the best QB and player ever yet. He still gets killed in the media for quietly going about his business and getting better year after year. I believe with the new coaching staff, Ravens will get it done either this year or next year, and that still won't quiet the media, but we don't give a damn about the media. We support LJ, and we will lead, and he will lead us to the promised land. I agree with you, David, 100%. The media hates on Lamar Jackson because so many of them are upset that they were not right in their predictions on how he would perform in the NFL. He has outshone all the predictions of what they said. They said he wouldn't be a good quarterback, he'd be a bad quarterback, and they're upset that he's doing better than what they said, and that he is one of the best quarterbacks in the league at this moment. And now, yes, you can say there have been times that the Ravens have come up short, but so have Allen, so have all those other quarterbacks. And why won't you put the pressure on him? Because the expectation is different for Lamar Jackson. The media has set that the expectation is different than Lamar Jackson, and they want to make Lamar Jackson out to be some sort of villain guy who's always so bad and yada, yada, yada. But he is the facts remain, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if not the best right now. The others would say Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Joe Burrow, debate between them. But I believe he is the best quarterback there in the league, and what he is capable of doing and what he has shown that he is capable of doing. And yes, have the Ravens come up short in moments, but they have a new coaching staff, a new system. There's a fire that's lit under them. They will get there eventually, and I would love to see it be this year. Thanks so much for the comment, David. Thanks for lighting that fire and getting it going. Support LJ all the way. And then Clay, you said they got to follow Mahomes' blueprint with Lamar, give him a contract that looks ridiculous on its face, but has a lot of ways to make it more affordable and allow him to open to restructuring to bring in talent as necessary. I agree with you. If they're going to do a contract with Lamar Jackson, it needs to be a contract that, yeah, sure, it may look ridiculous, and he's going to be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. Everyone's expecting that. That should be what everyone should expect. But it's got to have the capability that they can continue to have enough cap space and restructure in any way that they need to keep bringing in talent to make this team successful. And I think Lamar knows that. The team knows it. This is the way they need to go going forward, that, yeah, we're going to make you one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league, but you got to understand and accept that you need to have talent around you to help us get there consistently. So we need to not only just be paying you, and we need to be paying everyone else as well. So thank you so much for the comment, Clay. Let's see this contract with Lamar get done here soon. It needs to get done this season so that he can go forward with a long-term contract. He's got a lot here in Baltimore for him, and I think he knows that Baltimore is showing him love and wants to keep him happy, and that he wants to retire Raven. I want to see that long-term contract done with him. NTE, you said new uniforms, new energy. I'm so ready for the season to start back up. Also, huge congrats on 80 subs. You're killing it. Thank you so much, NTE, for the comment. And Sad Man you also commented a whole bunch of emojis. So I'm really excited about, and so thank you, Sadman and NTE, for the comments. I'm so excited for these new uniforms, and actually that's going to be a little segment here again in the video, so I'll address that in just a second. But I'm so excited for the season to be coming back here soon too. We're getting into off-season OTAs. Will be here not too long, and then before you know it, we'll be through the summer and the season will be back. And I'm so excited for the 2026-2027 season and seeing how the Ravens can perform and what they can do in the end. Football is so much fun and amazing to watch, and the Ravens fan base is the best fan base out there. I will stand by that to the day. Flock Nation all the way. And then Tragedy said, off of one of the shorts I did and talking about the draft for the Ravens, that they may be prioritizing the offense in the first 2 rounds. He said, I thought you were talking about the Army draft, and then a series of laughing emojis. No, I was talking about the Ravens draft. We're getting ready for the Ravens draft. It's coming up here in just a few weeks. We are just a little over 2 weeks away from it now, and I'm so excited for it to start up. I'm excited to see who the Ravens take and who they pick. We're going to be doing a mock draft here soon. I know I said that a while ago, but we will be doing that. That is all the comments we had for today. So thank you so much to everyone who commented. We got a lot of comments. Thank you all so much to all of you, David, NTE, Sadman, Clay, and Tragedy. Thank you all so much for commenting. If you would like your comments featured in the next episode, please remember to comment on the shorts or the long form. Either way, you can get in there. So thank you all so much for commenting. I love hearing from you guys. Shout out to all of you. Now, let's jump into the nitty-gritty stuff today. So, first news, starting off, Ravens have a free agent that has gone away now, and that free agent is Daniel Faalele. And where else is he going? He's following John Harbaugh to the Giants. Oh, John. Harbaugh is making some mistakes, in my opinion. I think he is carrying with him to the Giants, even though he's bringing in a lot of talent to the Giants, and he's going to make them a better organization, in my opinion, a better team. He's making some of the mistakes that he has made at the Ravens, which is he's going to play favorite. He's going to play favorite ball, that he has a certain players he likes, and he may give them too long of a leash. And when he does that, that can lead to inconsistencies and mistakes. And I feel like that mistake is about to be made at the Giants, and it's getting signaled by him bringing in Daniel Faalele. Because we all saw what Daniel Faalele did this past year and the years before at the Ravens, and he turned out not to be what they wanted him to be and was a bit of a disappointment, and now he's following along with Harbaugh, and Harbaugh is playing favorites again. I love that he brought along Likely. Like, if you're a Giants fan, you should love that he brought along Likely. Likely's going to be an amazing player for them, but some mistakes are being made here again, and I think it'll end poorly at times. That there's going to be inconsistencies and mistakes that they make, and that I think the Ravens will be cleaning up here with the new coaching staff that they're being brought in. But that's the news for today on the free agents leaving the Ravens, and that is Daniel Faalele is following John Harbaugh to the Giants. And honestly, I wish him the best of luck there, but I'm not expecting any more out of him than what he did at the Ravens already, which wasn't that much. So, jumping back into NTE's comment, and on what I talked about a little bit yesterday, is that the Ravens are unveiling that new uniform on April 16th. I'm so excited to see what they're unveiling. I really hope it's not so much a throwback uniform as much as it's bringing it into the modern era and something new. I want to see them embrace more of darker colors, and I actually have a reason behind why I'd like to see them embrace more of a darker color. One, just so much to bring it into the new era. But two, the Ravens, in my opinion right now, are really getting painted as the bad guy of the league. We have a chip on our shoulders, and everyone's painting us as the bad guy, one, because of what happened with Max Crosby, but two, they're going after Lamar Jackson. So they're all going after the Ravens right now, and I really feel like, you know what, if they're going to call us the bad guys, and we have had a team of being known for being hard-nosed sort of villains, let's just embrace the dark side. We already went into that a little bit with Nevermore and the videos that they were posting last year and the theme that they had going on. Follow that all the way through. Embrace the identity of the Ravens are a little bit of the villains of the league, and that, you know what, you know who you're playing. You're playing the tough guy. I'd like to see them embrace that with the uniforms. Might as well lean into that. That's why I'd like to see them go a little more darker in their uniforms and embrace that sort of dark side that, yeah, we are the villains, we're the tough guys, we're the team that's going to batter you in the face. You know who you're playing. I'd love to see them go that way with that. I'm so excited. That's going to have to be a special episode when those drop on April 16th. Like, we'll have to do a special episode for that because I'm so excited to see that. And I know instantly when those uniforms are on sale for us fans to buy, I'm going to have to drop some money on getting some of them, on getting one, because I'll be so excited to have. I have one Ray Lewis right now and one Ed Reed, as well as a Hamilton, which I should hang up in the background somewhere here. But I'm so excited to see the new uniforms that come out. So let's jump into the other nitty-gritty stuff today. We actually had some more news come out, and that news was through a series of press conference interviews that were held today through the first session of the the off-season phase 1 workouts that are going on right now. Remember, they're workouts, rehabilitation, conditioning meetings. That's what's going on. And so Zay, Hamilton, and Andrews, as well as the strength and conditioning coach, all got up there and talked today. I just want to talk through a little bit about what they said, what they saw, some of the big key points that I took away from them, and sort of what we can expect coming out of the team. And I'm going to start by organizing it between Zay and Andrews, sort of offensive side of the ball versus Hamilton on the defensive side. So first off, Zay and Andrews got up there and they both went about the same way, saying, hey, really excited for this next year. It's a new year for the Ravens, new team, new management. There's a new energy in the building, especially with how young this coaching staff is. They got lots of young guys in there, and they're pushing this energy. There's a fire lit underneath them, that they understand the importance of that. There's a little bit of urgency, that you only have so much time to execute to win a Super Bowl, and that urgency and feeling of fire, especially with this new coaching staff, is getting lit and pushing them towards, and that they want to go win a Super Bowl this year. That's what both of them want. They want to replicate what Mike McDaniel did, but instead of 2 years, doing it in 1 year. Mike McDonald, sorry, not McDaniel, McDonald. So I think that they can do that, and I think they have the key pieces in place ready to help do that. But I was really excited to hear them say that, yeah, we understand that there's an urgency right now, and that this fire is going to get lit underneath us, and that we have this feeling coming forward now. And Andrew said, like, there's pieces already, an element that are coming in to make that happen. That their coaches, for Andrews, they're stressing communication, attention to the detail, that you have to execute. And by communication, not just communication on the field, but also off the field, when it comes to practices, when it comes to meetings, when it comes to just texting and having fun together, that there needs to be a bond, there needs to be constant communication, and that they have this sense of identity together. And Zay stressed the same thing as well. Zay went in like, look, this time at training camp right now is bringing not only an energy back into the building, but it's a time where the players and the coaches get to connect, because there's lots of players that have just left the team, but there's going to be a lot of guys coming into the team. And it's a time when the players can get together, get an experience together, bond, and not only bond as players together, but bond with their coaches and create an identity for what the team is going to be going forward. And so I'm really excited to hear them saying all this. And Zay pushed this really hard, that he said, not only are we creating a new identity of who we are as Ravens, but the young guys need to take steps forward. And Zay was like, I'm going to be taking a leadership role this year. I'm one of the older wide receivers in the building right now, well, the oldest one in the building right now. And if they don't bring in another veteran wide receiver, he is that leadership guy in the building for the wide receivers. And he said, regardless of if they sort of bring in another guy, he still wants to take that step forward and be the leader of the team and be a more consistent player and show them how to step up, but also expects Devontae Walker to take a step forward, LeJohntay Wester to take a step forward. And now you've had DeAndre Hopkins talk about how good LeJohntay is, and Devontae Walker. And so you have these players that are coming out now, and Zay especially saying, like, look, players are going to be held accountable and are going to need to take step forwards. And I think that needs to happen all around the team, not only on the offensive side of the ball, where it's lots of young guys on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, look at what it's about to be. You're about to have a very young wide receiver room, and they need to add more into it, obviously, be it through the draft or free agency, but you're going to have a very young wide receiver room. You're going to have almost a brand new tight end room, except for Mark Andrews. Your offensive line is about to get very young on the interior side, and so you need these young guys and the pieces that are there and have been there and that are retaining and staying. They need to take that step forward and say, we are taking up that leadership role. And then on the defensive side, it's the same thing. Hamilton's already there and taking that leadership role, but Malachi Starks needs to help take a step forward. Roquan Smith has always been the centerpiece of the defense, but you could expect Nate Wiggins at the cornerback. He needs to take that step forward and take that leadership role and step up beside Marlon Humphrey and say, yeah, look, I'm here with him too as well. Trey Hendrickson is going to be a new leader within the building. And so you have new people that are stepping up to the plate and need to take that step forward to help push the team along and go further. And so that is what they sort of summed up. And both of them also said for the offensive side that they're excited for how Doyle is wanting to hunt big explosive plays, that they're going to be a very explosive offense. And I want to hear this because we saw what the Ravens could be as being an explosive offense. When you have to look at the blueprint is not this past 2025-2026 season. It's the 2024-2025 season. We all saw what Lamar could be, that offense could be, how they could shape up, how they could move the ball down the field, having over 4,000 passing yards, over 800 rushing yards for Lamar, and the running back room and how well they performed as a unit in a group. That's the recipe going forward, and Doyle can do that, especially when you're talking about a guy trying to hunt big explosive plays. Doyle has learned that and can do that, and also has the trick play side of learning under Ben Johnson there at the Bears. And I mean, that's a replication that he can take forward, because that was what Ben Johnson was trying to do at the Bears, trying to hunt those big explosive plays. And you saw how Caleb Williams was doing that. They started with the run and then operated into the pass. And that's exactly what Doyle is going to be doing here. And that's how the Ravens operate the best, is starting with the run and then hunting that explosive play down the field. And Lamar can make that explosive because he can extend the time of play. And if you boost that O-line just a little bit and make it a little more consistent than what it was last year, especially on the interior, then you're going to give Lamar more time and he can hunt those big explosive plays and make it happen. So that is what I got out of the offense, and I like what I heard both out of Zay and Andrews. And Zay went further. One more thing about Zay is he went further and was talking about himself and contract extension. He's like, really, he just said, like, hey, look, I'm leaving that up to my agent, but per me, like, I want to stay here. He's like, I am a Raven. I want to stay on the team. I want that contract extension. And I think that's going to happen, with especially how much the coaching staff, DeCosta, and the others have been talking about that he is a Ravens, Zay Flowers is a Ravens, and that they want him to stay. They're going to give him that long-term contract. And he is not at all sort of enamored by what JSN just got. And he's like, no, I'm focusing on what I bring to the table, the consistency that I can be, what I have, and I'm going to get a contract that's based off that. And I love him hearing that, and that's going to hold him accountable. So that is the news from the offensive side of the ball when it came to the press conferences. Now let's talk about the defensive side and Hamilton. And he really likes that Minter is on the team, and he's like, hey, look, Minter is going to be this great guy. He's going to be very detailed, very meticulous, a non-ego. He's going to help revamp the Ravens defense, get fresh looks on how they should operate. He's something, I love the way he put this when he was asked a question. Really didn't answer it, but answered it through this way. And he's like, the hiring of Minter is a new but old fit for the Ravens, but an old but new fit for the Ravens. It's sort of this, like, it fits the Ravens mentality. Like, it's a fresh, brand new look, but not without going outside what the Ravens do historically. That it fits the Ravens, and the pickup of Minter fits the Ravens so well that it's a shoe-in that's perfect for the Ravens. And he's really excited to see him coming. He thinks that Minter will bring the defensive back and fix the defense and have a standard there and make it consistent again. And that's something that even Zay stressed, is that consistency on the offense, and Hamilton stressed it that it needs to be consistency on the defense. And that's all around what the Ravens really need to work on, because we saw what they could be last year too when they really were on it, and they just need to be consistent like that. And so he's really excited how this coaching staff is coming together. He's like, look, this coaching staff is coming together really well. You have amazing coaches on it, not only from his time at Notre Dame with the defensive backs coach for the Ravens now, but as well as Anthony Weaver and Minter, and he really thinks that it's going to become a very good, strong defense. And he also went in and talked about his own personal health and how he can improve that. But what most part that he got out of it is like, look, this will be a new defense for the Ravens. That it's going to be something that's going to feel like the old, but be new, be strong, be determined, be stark. It'll be a wall. And that's what I like hearing coming out of this. And I want to see that Ravens defense back, that old traditional bully ball defense that's hard to punch through, but with the sort of new flair on it. But a consistent defense. And I really like him saying this come forward and come out, and that's what we can expect going forward with the defense. And so that is what they talked about when it comes to Hamilton. Zay, and Andrews, and they all were excited to have Minter on. They all stressed that. They all stressed, like, look, this is a time for communication, for bonding, for growing as a team, and they're excited to have Minter in here, excited to have young coaches in here, fresh ideas, fresh start, that this is a time where that fire is getting lit underneath them, and they're going to go forward strong and determined and try and win a Super Bowl this year, and I really think they can. I really think they have the pieces in play. They just need to add the depth there, and they need to play like a solid team that's consistent, that's communicating, that wants to go out there and win, and I think that they can do that. And so we'll see how they do going out there. And the one big thing I want to mention coming off the strengths coach is he, again, reiterated, like, look, there's phases coming out here. They're in phase one. The team is looking good right now. He's excited to see the progress going forward. But his big thing I wanted to talk about is that he had an update on Nnamdi Madubuike, and he's like, look, he's still day to day. And Mentor even said this a few days ago, like, you have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way down to Z on whether or not Madubuike comes back. But he's like, look, Madubuike is looking good in exercises. You've seen the videos posted about him. Like, he has a strong mind, he has a strong will, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be up to him to come back. But he's looking strong, and we'll see how he goes going forward. And the new team doctor will also have a large say in that. But that's a little update on Madubuike. I hope this is pointing towards some more good news and that the possibility he could be coming back. They're essentially trying to say, like, Madubuike looks strong and good, but at the same time, we don't know. And it's this weird middle ground that we're all swaying through right now, and whether or not that actually happens. And so I'd like to see him come back and him be strong, and for him to do that and to be the best player that he can be. And so we'll see how he does that coming back. And that is about all the updates I have for today. So I know it's been about 23 minutes. That's actually normal for us now. I don't want to take up too much of your time. And I love that we've had this update. We had the opportunity for the press conferences. I hope that you all get a chance to listen to them. Please, the press conferences are on YouTube now or on the Baltimore app. Go give them a listen. I love hearing from the players. I hope you guys do too as well. And to see if you can't get anything more out of it than what was said here. I think it's a great opportunity, and we'll see which way the Ravens go going forward. For the Madubuike news, you got to look at it and think like, hey, if Madubuike doesn't come back, it may be beneficial for the Ravens to trade for Dexter Lawrence, but I don't think that they'll go out and make a big play for 2 first-round picks if that's what the Giants are asking for. The Giants may give him a newer long-term contract. That may be the play that Dexter Lawrence is trying to do here, is trying to get more money. So we'll see which way he goes with that. But I could be wrong. DaCosta has made some aggressive moves this time with trying to trade for Max Crosby, but going back on that and signing Trey Hendrickson, that there were some big moves made, but he also said at the same time, don't expect the bank to be broken anymore, so I don't know. But that's also where they're thinking of leaning towards DJ Reader and some other opportunities and ideas. So we'll see which way they lean. I expect more to be brought in for the Ravens. We'll just see which way they go with it. But there's been not much further update on that. I still expect them probably not to trade for Dexter Lawrence. But that is all I have for today. So I'd like to thank you all so much for jumping in and joining the video and listening to it. If you liked what you heard, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. Same on Spotify. Follow, review, and leave a comment. I hope you all enjoyed. And remember that your comments get featured in the long form videos like this and the shout outs that happen there. I hope you are all enjoying this so much. And as soon as we hit 100 subscribers, I will start a Discord as well as start some live streams when I have the availability. And one more big update that I forgot to mention is that this Friday, I wanted to expand a little bit more out and talk more about the AFC as a whole and what the AFC North is going to be looking like going into this next year. And so one of my local friends where I'm living here is a big Bengals fan, and so he will be jumping on and joining the podcast, and we'll be discussing not only sort of where the Ravens are at, but where the Bengals are at, where the Steelers are at, and where the Browns are at, and that'll come both from the side of how the Ravens are looking at it, as well as the side of how the Bengals are looking at it. And I know he has some questions for me on sort of an outside perspective of looking at the Ravens, what would be questions coming from the Bengals side. I have some questions for him, and so it'll be a bit of a longer video, but I think it'll be a lot of fun to have an outside view like that. So I want to thank you all so much for joining in. Please go outside, enjoy the sun, enjoy the Masters tomorrow, enjoy baseball, enjoy basketball, and the NHL, and everything else that is wonderful. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you all tomorrow.